Hello flight simmers, welcome back everyone. I hope you are doing fantastic and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. And before we get started, let me say I'm sorry guys, I haven't really uploaded any content for the last couple of weeks. Reason is I was moving to a new apartment and therefore had very little time and little access to my flight sim computer. But now I am finally all settled in and ready to go on to the next flight, and so I'm very much looking forward to finally do the next flight. Right, today we are sitting here at Istanbul in the Turkish Airlines 737-900, and we are on a 2-hour trip over to Malta, which is one of those very nice Freeware sceneries we have for P3D. So I'm very much looking forward to get over to Malta. It should, or hopefully it will be a beautiful arrival into that island. And yeah, another note before we get started, I think most of you are aware now that an add-on called RDShade has been released in the meantime. And I have created my own preset called TJ Pilot Preset, and you are able to find that over at the RDPreset Forum, and there you can also download it. And what I will try to do is to always have my most current version of the preset on that forum, so you can always find and download the exact same preset I'm using. And yes, I will of course keep that a bit dynamic, updated from time to time. And yeah, my first impression on the add-on so far is quite nice. There is a ton of variables we can change in there. I have not really tried out all of them yet. One of the biggest things which I really like is the ability to make the clouds appear a bit darker. That has always been something bothering me, that in P3D the clouds are very white, and this does fit some weather scenarios, but especially these bad weather scenarios. I always found the clouds to be too bright and too white, and here now they are darkened a bit. I think it gives a bit more immersion to the sim, but that's of course down to personal preferences. Right, that being said, I've been talking a lot now. Let's jump into the flight deck and get going. Alrighty, I can hear the passengers coming into the plane, and therefore let's fire up that APU, and then we can also have some air conditioning as well. And let's have a quick setup over here. So route is loaded in. We can request the performance. And SimBrief today is giving me a flight level of 320 initially. And it's also saying planned optimum flight level, which means it does not want us to climb up fairly high. That's probably due to a lot of headwind. Maybe we can check the wind charts in a second. So this is 320. Then cost index is high 67. I believe we have a lot of headwind. Also given the cost index, let's see, we have a average wind component of minus 62. That's a headwind of 62 knots on average. Wow. Okay, that's a lot of headwind. Reserve is going to be 2.5, alternate apparently being very close by. And transition level here at Istanbul is at 12,000. Let's look on the departure chart. It is 12,000, yes, I remembered that correctly, that's good. So this goes in here, execute, and then wind is blowing from the south. We can have a look together in a second. We will depart 17 right, and that's the same that the real world flight did. And the departure is going to be the bar P for Golf. That's executed. So let's have a look at the next page. Departing 17 right on heading of 172 to Fox Mike 052, max 240 and 1800 and above. That looks to be good in here. And then just following this departure route, the SID, all the way to bar P, that looks good to me. We will dial in the arrival later on. In the meantime, 172 goes in here. Yeah, by the way, I think you have noticed by now we are flying offline today. ATC was not online, and so we can have a bit of traffic around. Let's see, initial climb clearance 5,000. Going in here. Right, so then we need to do the performance calculations, of course, also the wind, very important today. So, performance, copy FMC data, conditions are dry. Let's have a look at the current weather. Oh, I haven't loaded in the flight plan yet, it seems, but that's no issue. So we have winds 220 at 20 knots. Okay, so it is quite windy. A bit of a crosswind even for the departure. Now it says 15 degrees, 1011. This is takeoff, lap optimum, aircon is on, anti-ice is off, takeoff weight 69.5. That's, at least according to SimBrief, that's not correct. Let's do some read from aircraft and see what we have here. 69. That's interesting, because SimBrief is giving me 74.5 tons for the takeoff. Now let's see if anything went wrong here. We have fuel of 9.5 tons on board. That's accurate, and we have a payload. Zero fuel weight of... this is not accurate. Okay. Then let's fix this one. Should be 65.2 according to SimBrief. Aha, there we are. Now I probably need to update this one as well, like that. And then let's do again read from aircraft. Okay, now we need to do the fuel planning. Trip fuel 6352, and taxi out fuel is 200. Okay, 74.5. That sounds more like it then. And we haven't finished the weather, right? So fuel clouds 3,500, broken at 10,000, 15 degrees. Okay, it is dry. It's just a bit windy and cloudy. Okay, so we have a select temperature of 50, coming in here, and then entering the wind to 20 at 20 flaps 5. That's pretty much standard for the 737, and then it's 148, 153, 158, like that. Okay, 158 coming in here. Okay, so we have the flight directors, auto throttle LNAV and VNAV. Let's see, so we haven't dialed in the arrival. We can do that later on. Other than that, I think we should have everything in here. 4.2 tons of fuel on arrival. That seems to be good to me. And yeah, we will close some doors in a second. Okay, let's get that APU generator on. Then we should have air conditioning already. That's good. And we can use this one. Close, 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 and close as well. Okay, so let's continue down here. Let's do Squawk 1000 TA, weather and turbulence, and this should be 320. Okay, pre-flight checklist. Oxygen is tested 100%. Navigation, transfer, and display switches are on normal. Window heat, I haven't really done that yet. This is on pressurization. Mode selector is on auto. We have flight instruments. Heading 354, 354, altimeters 1011, 1011, 1011, 3 times. Parking brake. is set, engine start levels are cut off, pre-flight checklist is completed. Alright, looks like we are all clear on the outside, which is good. So we are on APU power. Then let's get rid of everything from here. Make sure the jetway is undocked. And further setting up. So we have fuel pumps. Do we have a center fuel today? Yes, we do, 1.7 tons. So those are coming on as well. Probe heats, hydraulic pumps, the electric ones. Beacons are coming on. We have the yaw dampers. All looking good to me. Yeah, we could set the course and the ILS frequency, but let's skip that for today. As most of the times, to be honest. Okay, and then we are good to get some pushback. And we can run the before start checklist. Flight deck doors closed and locked. Fuel, we have 9.5 tons on board. Fuel pumps are on. Passenger signs, oh, forgot them, are on. Windows are locked. MCP is set. Takeoff speeds are done as well. C2 pre-flight is completed. Rudder and aileron trim free and... Oops, I didn't mean to turn that. 3 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing is completed. Sort of. We will talk about the taxi in a second. Anti-collision laser on before start check is completed. Right, the cool thing is, taxiing out to 17 right, there are very specific taxi charts here for this airport. So we have the one for departure, runway 17 right. And this will be a long one today. So we are all the way down here, and we need to follow the blue one around this field all the way down here. Tail is going to the right, yes. And then we have... Ooh, I think I need to replan. I've planned for full length, but we have Bravo 9 Alpha. Aha, okay, so during the taxi I will do some new calculations. It shouldn't change much, it's a long runway, but... Let's be accurate. I will do it, and then we are on the safe side, of course. Alright, we have 2 good engine starts, and in the meantime I've calculated the runway shortening, which is 432 meters. Complete, entering that in the NOTAMs, and let's see if this... I don't think it will change anything. So selector temperature is still 50. That's what we had initially. And 148, 153, 158. Yes, everything unchanged. Okay. So that's completed now. Those are coming to continuous. We have PEX coming to auto. This is coming to auto. Generators 1 and 2 are coming on. APUs coming off. Then we have the flight control checks. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral rudder, full left and full right. That's completed. Then we have flap 5 for departure. Like that, we have a takeoff trim 4.69. That's pretty much set, maybe touch up. Like that. And this is coming RTO, of course. Okay, before taxi checklist, generators are on, probe heat is on, NTI is not required, isolation valve is on auto, engine start switch is continuous, recall is checked, auto brakes, RTO, engine start levers are idle, flight controls are checked, ground equipment is clear. Okay, and the before takeoff checklist flaps are 5 green lights, and stabilizer trim is set at 4.6 units. Before takeoff checklist completed as well. Righty, taxi and turn off lights. Off we go, and once again pulling up this crazy taxi chart. So all the way down to Delta. and then left, and then following Bravo. Yeah, that's all Bravo, Bravo, Bravo. Okay, this will take a bit of time, guys. I will probably meet you over at the runway. Alrighty, folks, we are getting there. I'm wondering if the A330 in front of us, yeah, he's taxiing all the way down, so I think we can sort of overtake him here. Just go onto the runway. Seems like the approach is free at the moment. They are also departing 17 left, to make sure to keep an eye out for those guys. So let's put the strobes on. And here we are. We have traffic set, weather and terrain. We have TARA set. Before takeoff checklist has been completed earlier on. And yeah, okay, we are in front of him. And this is Air Albania, I think. Okay, he's departing. But once he's gone, then we are good to go. Yeah, that was a really long taxi here. And to be very honest with you guys, I think I might have exceeded some ground speed limits while taxiing up here. Okay, so that's a decent lineup. Let's hold for a second, give him a few seconds to clear. Glancing around, everything looks good. This has been completed. Okay, off we go. Flight time and landing lights are coming on. Power to around 50%. Power is established and takeoff. Takeoff power set. 80 knots. Yeah, we have this 20 knots of wind. We can see it on the navigation display. Rotate. 10 degrees, airborne. Positive rate, gears coming up. Nice. Yeah, we can feel it. It's a little bit bumpy. Nothing crazy, it's okay. Very cool. We are already above 1,800. Let's put this autopilot to work. And now speeding up. Speed constraint was 240 if I remember correctly. Yeah, 240. That should also be fine. Okay, this is coming to off. This is coming to off. Flaps 2. Flaps 1. And flaps up. Okay, into that right hand turn coming up to 5,000. Let's keep it climbing. Flight level 320. then we have those lights coming off. This can come to auto. Overhead is looking good to me. And then we could consider going direct to bar P, but it's not really helping us a lot. It's pretty much straight out there. Okay, so let's stick with the current flight plan. After takeoff checklist, engine bleeds are on, packs are on auto, landing gears up and off, and flaps are up, no lights after takeoff checklist is completed. Alrighty guys, that's that for the departure, and now let's get over to Malta and then hope for a nice arrival onto this small island. See you over there, enjoy! Hello folks, welcome back to the flight deck, and yes, we are pretty close to Malta. In fact, we can see it down there. There's the island, there's the other one just behind the clouds. Yeah, there are two or even a few more islands, but this is the main island. Lucca, the city, is all the way down there. And yeah, so here we are over the ocean. Off to the right hand side we do have huge thunderstorms. Look at this, guys, back there. And we could even see on the radar a bit earlier. Now it's zoomed out somewhere to the right there. And yeah, cruising down here, I kind of noticed that my alternate airport planning was pretty crappy. I guess so the Simbrief alternate is, I think it's Comiso, just over at Sicily, but apparently there the weather is quite bad. I'm not sure if there's any appropriate alternate on the African side. And then further up to the north, of course, there's Naples, but that's also not like a perfect alternate airport. So I'm guessing that for Turkish Airlines an appropriate alternate would even be all the way up to Rome. And I don't think we can get there with our fuel on board. So yeah, I kind of skipped that alternate planning part, but I shouldn't have. I mean, I think we're gonna be fine. We're in a sim world after all, but I could have paid a bit more attention to that part. Right, and now we're closing in on 9,000 feet, and we will do something slightly different this time. Looking at the charts, I saw that there's an RNAV and an ILS arrival into runway 13, and for the RNAV there's even an LPV Cat 1 arrival. And this one, I also only learned this very recently, so this is a localizer performance with vertical guidance approach, and it is a non-precision approach, so it is GPS based pretty much. But you can see down here it gets us very low, so decision height of 200 feet, that's ILS Cat 1 standard. And you can see here in the Cat 1, this is Cat 1 authorized approach. So this is very cool. We will do this one, just assuming that the aircraft is capable of doing that. But I think modern airliners are, generally speaking, capable of doing this. It requires some extra equipment on top of GPS, I think. Not too sure on that. But anyway, yeah, so this is set up, so it will basically be a RNAV arrival regarding the procedures. Let's keep it descending 3000. And what else? Weather. The weather down at Malta is wind 8 knots from 190 variable, and visibility only 7 kilometers. Not perfect, but still quite decent. 21 degrees. Altimeter is very low, 997 only. So yeah, it's a bit probably a bit misty down there. And now we are past transition, so this one is set 997. Right, so what we will do, we will come in on 3000 feet into Neben. And from Neben we can descend. We will set the altitude to around 500. And then it gets us down there on LNAV, VNAV. And then at some point we will dial the altitude up to 3000, which is the go-around altitude. And our go-around procedure is in here, so straight ahead for 12 miles. And then a big right-hand turn. Pretty straightforward. Yeah, I hope AI traffic is playing along. I don't know. There's always a chance that AI traffic is making it a bit more interesting than it should be. Let's start slowing down. I think it's not too far to go from here on. Aligning the heading back 217. I've done the landing calculations. Auto brake 2 will do easily. Yeah, and this is really cool. The Freeware scenery even comes with a ton of sailboats all around the island, which is so cool. There's such a high attention to detail for the scenery. It's amazing. Okay, we are a bit high in the profile now. It's okay, we are not far off, so we can easily catch back on. And let's see, so we are now into Nadox, and from Nadox, how far is it? That's 5, 6, so 11, 13 miles. Okay, so I think it's a good point in time to start setting some flaps. Let's go flap 2. There is 3000 feet coming in. We have overshot a bit. Maybe touched too fast, and now we can set it down to 500 all the way. A bit more than 10 miles out at the moment. Let's go flap 5. Start slowing down. Descent checklist has been completed earlier. Approach checklist altimeters are set to local. That's done. We can arm the speed brakes now. Landing lights are on. This is continuous. This is looking good. Let's do this now. The taxi and turn off lights, so we don't have to worry about later on. Okay, and look at this visibility now. Crazy. Let's slow down a bit more. Speed 160, final approach speed's gonna be 145 plus 5 makes it 150. Fairly high in the large 737. Flaps 10. Let's stop the gear now as well.
2500.
And flaps 15. Yeah, let's finish the config. Speed 150. Flaps 30. Okay, landing checklist. Engine start switches continue. Speed brakes are armed. Landing gear is down. And flaps are 30. Green light. Landing checklist completed. 5 miles, 6 miles to go. A little bit early in the config, but I think it's good to have it this way. Yeah, now we kind of missed the point to show you, but now we continue going down straight on the profile, even after 3,000 feet. And we could monitor. Wow, look at this traffic. Wow. This could really go wrong. Let's see. So vertical deviation, if any, would be shown here, but we don't have any at the moment, I think. Now there's a little bit, but still on. Cross-track error also seems to be 0, so we are spot on the profile here, very nice. Oh, the auto throttle is having some struggle keeping to the right speed, interesting. And now we can also set go around altitude, which will be 3000. But nevertheless, the aircraft will continue. Never mind. It does not. Interesting. I'm quite sure it should have now stayed on this VNAV path. But okay, where's the runway? I think there it's coming. This is really bad visibility here. And I don't like the auto throttle at all. Okay, I'm gonna take the auto throttle. And now we have visual on the runway. My aircraft. We're still above minimums. Continue. A little bit low according to the poppies. Some stutters. Come on.
30, 20, 10.
Ah, touchdown. Reverse. Let's try to get this one. Okay, there was a bit of hard manual braking now, but we made it down. Okay, so a bit of clean up quickly. This is coming off. Oops, sorry, that was unintentional. Flight time 2 hours and 7 minutes. Interesting arrival here today to Malta. Visibility not the best, a bit bumpy as well. I was really unhappy with the auto throttle during the approach, but okay, we've managed it. I have no idea what the touchdown was like, to be honest, but we're gonna check in a second. This is coming on. And these are coming off. This is coming to steady now. Right, on to the apron. Let's see, parking stands. I think any of those low numbers will work. Oh, that was wrong. Okay, I'm gonna fix this. Alright, here we are now. It really took me a while to figure out GSX config, but this is, here it says stand 4, but on GSX this is stand 904, so 904. Quite interesting, but never mind, now we have managed to get some marshaller here. But I mean, look at this airport, this is Freeware, guys. Ooh, we're getting some ATC here, that's annoying. Yeah, Freeware Airport. I mean, I've seen paywars which are worse than that, honestly. Should we just go? Feels a bit close. Yeah, already too close. Let's keep it here. Parking brake, and APU is on. APU bleed is on as well. Killing 1 and 2. Block time 2:30. And then we have anti-collision lights coming off, seatbelt signs are coming off. We have the electric hydraulics pump coming off, probe bead coming off, fuel pumps, spec 1 for the APU, and then we ask for the deboarding. Alrighty guys, so once again welcome to Malta. I hope you guys have enjoyed this 737 flight. For me it was fun flying an LPV arrival. I don't do that too often. And from now on I really try to do some sort of different arrivals from time to time, not always flying the standard ILS. So whenever there's an option to do something different, I would try to capture it. And yeah, so here we are. I hope you guys join me on the next flight as well. Let's see which one's gonna be. Maybe it's gonna be live stream, most likely. I think it will be. And then of course I'm also eagerly waiting for the 737 for Microsoft Flight Sim, and once it's released, of course we will check it out and see how it is. Alright, up to then, take good care of yourselves and see you next time. Bye bye.